Just like my bike's chain, I also need some oil in my YouTube creative process. And that's mainly because I have taken a whole year off, but more on that later. By the way, if you are new here, my name is Sonia and welcome to my YouTube channel. Today I'm gonna go on my first bike ride of the year. And I will figure out how my cardio capabilities are, why and what for. Well, this past Christmas I was gifted a not so pleasant gift, and that gift was COVID. My energy levels dropped quite a lot, and so I spent about 2 weeks just going from sofa to bed. Next day I would just repeat the same thing: sofa, bed, sofa, bed, sofa, bed. And what am I riding my bike for, you may ask? Well, this year I'm riding the famous Ride 100 between London and Essex. It's a 100-mile bike ride, and I am doing it for a charity called the Samaritans. I'm really excited to train for this ride, not only for the challenge, but also because I'm going to be helping a lot of people with it. And in fact, I need your help to help these people. The Samaritans are a charity that helps people who are struggling with their mental health. Anyone can contact them 24 hours a day and receive their support in a confidential and non-judgmental way. There is no shame to ask for help when we need it, and that simple action can take us in a much brighter path that we couldn't see otherwise. Helping this charity means a lot to me because 2022 was a particularly challenging year for me when it comes to my mental health, hence why I had to take a break from YouTube. When your mental health is affected, the creative part of your brain can shut down, making it difficult to be creative or even envision a brighter and resourceful future for yourself. Luckily, I was fortunate enough to be able to afford therapy, but I did go through the GP and I had zero help. And that's not to blame on the people who were there doing their job. It's just because of the system being so overwhelmed that it's impossible to help the load of people who need that help. And that made me realize the importance of charities like the Samaritans, who are there 24 hours for everybody, and their role on keeping people alive. It's hard enough to be vulnerable and ask for help. Now imagine that you take that step and you're put on a waiting list that just seems endless. Some days, waiting doesn't seem like a viable solution. So I want to help make the difference on people's lives, and I encourage you as well to donate for this cause. I will put the link in the description so you can go and have a look. And if you can afford, please go and help, and together let's keep people alive. And if you ever struggle, please do reach out, whether it's to a charity, whether it's to friends, family, whoever you feel like you can openly talk about your struggles, because in those moments it is hard to see things from a different perspective, but the truth is that there is a different perspective and that you just sometimes need that help to get your focus in the right direction. And now let's get ready for that ride. Firstly, we're going to a place that I have never been before, because this is kind of a rule that I have when I start doing long rides, and today is no different. Even though we're starting our training in just 10 miles for this ride, and I'll be increasing the distance of my rides every weekend until the day of the ride. And today's weather conditions were 8 degrees and 22 kilometers per hour of wind speed. And as I was riding through the park, there was this lane that was supposed to be for pedestrians and cyclists. And I was going my way, and then this pedestrian, this lady called, I suppose, Karen, she was hiding under her hoodie, looking directly into my eyes and walking towards me when the rest of the path was free. She could have easily just gone the other way, but she chose to come my way. And I looked back into her eyes in hopes that she would understand the message, but she didn't, so I had to move around. And I could have been mad at Karen, but I decided not to, because I can only imagine how much frustration Karen's having in her life. And that's when a dog just confirmed this for me. This dog was running around, and all he cared about was his red ball. For that dog, I didn't matter. He didn't care about me. He was just running around, making his way towards his goal, the red ball. This dog was fully happy with his life. He had a goal. And it was going on well for him. He had no roadblocks. I was not a roadblock for him. And that's exactly what happens in life. Whenever we're frustrated with something, we see roadblocks where they don't exist. And we take those imaginary roadblocks and make them as big as we can so that we can put all the frustration we have inside us onto that perceived roadblock. Conclusion of the story: be compassionate and try to be more dog-like and less Karen-like. Back onto the ride, we are about to arrive to the place that I chose to go to. The reason why I chose this place is because I like variety, but some days variety doesn't go as well. It can either be an amazing surprise or a very disappointing surprise, and unfortunately that was the case today. The place I chose on the map is just a industrial place full of trucks, smelly, and with no view whatsoever. Like, the river is there, but it's behind all these industrial sites. So today was a disappointment, but next day will be better. And that's the price you pay sometimes for wanting variety in your life. And as we reach out to the end of this ride, I am glad to confirm that my cardiovascular capabilities seem to be alright, just like before COVID. So with that being said, guys, if you are in a position that you can help raise money for the Samaritans, please do so. Go down to the link in the description and keep coming back, because I'm gonna keep you posted on my rides and all the progress towards the Ride 100 London Essex, which will be happening in May. See ya!